Yo, 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 what's going on? That was a very bad intro, but I don't care. So, we are playing this game I found on itch.io called You. It is another interactive fiction game where I read you the game and you try your best to interpret it what it's trying to say, while I also give my sincere reaction to what is going on and what am I reading. So, without further ado, here we go. This is sounding like an actual. Oh, no, you know what? Forget. Alright, so you are late for your crap job, so such for sucks. You scramble around digging through piles of questionable clothing before locating your prize. Two mismatched, probably dirty socks. Whatever, they're clean enough. You leave your apartment and start walking. It's a longer walk than you'll like it before, filled with dirty pavement and buildings shoved up against each other, with no room to breathe. The sun feels extra bright, somehow, as though it's been beaming down specifically on you, warming your skin with promises of sunburn despite it being almost winter. By the time you get to work, you're out of breath and slick with sweat, everywhere you don't want to be. Your arrival is always met with judgment, but it's extra pointed today as you rush through narrow corridors and ignore the glare your boss shoves your way. You take that ass whipping later from Poopy. You do your job, giving a solid 40% effort. The lights buzz unpleasantly above you. The sun has started to set. By the time you leave, give it another week or two, and it will be pitch black on your walk home. The flickering streetlights left to flight as a losing battle against the night. For now, though, the sun bleeds right across the sidewalks, lengthening your shadow to monstrous proportions. There's nobody else around. You leave one earbud as you walk, just in case, so I'm a freaking teenager. Your apartment is cold. You don't make enough money to leave the heat on when you're not there, or to turn it on most of the time you are there, if you're honest. You leave it off as you make dinner, letting the stove warm up your fingertips. The stars are bright tonight. You can see them through the window above your sink, struggling to pierce the fog of inversion and light pollution. So basically, a Trey 25 college student, basically. Oh, beautiful star. You're not late today, as much as that matters. Your boss still finds something to get upset with you. A stupid question, a misunderstood request. I thought you were smart, so I don't understand how you can be so The lights are still buzzing. It's louder today, invasive, like a fly hovering right by your ear. The noise follows you home, even as you bathe in the rich reds of sunset. Avoid the gaze of one person that passes you. Grit your teeth against the chill. You turn up your music. It doesn't help. By the time you get back to your apartment, the noise is ringing, echoing between your ears like church bells. A lot of similes. Your head hurts. The edge of a migraine threatens your synapses, crawling their way up the back of your skull. You can't afford to miss a day of work. And people say that streaming is harder than a 9-to-5 job. The buzzing is still there. It doesn't help your headache. At least your boss has that day off. By the end of your day, your body feels heavy, muscles tensed around bones, barely keeping you upright. It's dark. The sun is barely managing to keep it up above the horizon, and that's not what I said. And its efforts are not helped by the clouds building in a thick, low band around the edge of the sky. Your knees hurt. You don't have the energy to cook dinner. You collapse on the couch and fall asleep. I feel you, bro. You wake up coughing. Frick. Your throat hurts. Your nose is clogged with snots that siphon, pressuring down the back of your throat as you sit up. I can definitely feel that every time the season changes. You can't afford to miss a day of work. The walk over is horrific. You stop to throw up twice. You can feel people staring at you. Exactly, one of your coworkers stops you to ask if you're okay. He's always been nice to you. You worry about why. His hands on your shoulder feels too hot, reflecting the heat of your own body back through your uniform. You can imagine the sweat bleeding on his palm. You smile and brush him off. You almost done? Don't make it to the bathroom in time. Get through the day. Your throat is rubbed raw by the end of the day. Your words taste like copper. The warmth that you've been drenched in all day flees as soon as you leave the building. Your teeth clatter. Bone knocking against bone in unanswered SOS. You barely make it back to your apartment. Your hands have trouble grasping the iron railing next to the stairs. Fingers refuse to uncurl. Getting the keys in your doorknob is worse. Your apartment is, of course, also freezing. You gather blankets and socks. Remember, you need to eat and turn the stove on. And find a can of soup and remember to add the water and wait for it to heat up. Eyes closing and opening and closing. You burn the tip of your finger, but barely feel it through the clouding haze of illness. Finally, the soup is hot, bubbles bursting on the oil's slick surface. You bring it to the couch and huddle under a veritable mountain of blankets. You manage to eat about half the soup before you run out of energy. You wake up in a cold pool of sweat. Everything is sticking to you, fabric clinging to your skin as you peel blankets away. Your body is shaking, vision swimming with the heat of your fever. Your apartment turned into a mirage in the desert. You knock over the rest of your soup. You can't afford to miss a day of work. You try to get up. You get into a bathroom just before your legs give out. The tire feels so good against your skin. I can feel you, bro. You wake up. When you wake up at your When you wake up, your apartment is dark. Dim yellow light skitters across the floor, leaking from one light you forgot to turn off in the living room. You drag yourself to it, fumbling around for your phone. The light from the screen pierces through your skull like a bullet. 9 missed calls from work and 13 text messages. You can't help it. Tears of snot run down your face as you gasping hiccups rasp against your sore throat. Every time I freaking read one of these things, I can't talk. Everything tastes acidic and rotting and awful. Your body hurts. You're probably fired from your job. Your apartment is still cold. You calm down, eventually enough to realize that your fever has broken. You clean the soup up, then yourself. The hot shower is benediction. What the heck? You text your boss back without looking at any of the other messages. You sleep. You wake up in your own bed and feel, okay. You get ready and head to work. Face the music. The morning air is crisp but not sharp. The frost crackling underfoot. Everything is blanketed in a coating of white glitter, except something small and green poking up between the cracks in the pavement outside of your apartment complex. The color seems incredibly out of place. You can't help but stop and stare at it for a moment. It's magnetic, something deeply alive and awake against the soft stillness of the morning. A shiver runs up your spine. You get to work and taking the whipping of approximately 29 new assholes with as much grace as you can muster. It helps that you are still kind of out of it, the last vestiges of your illness still clinging to you. You're not fired. You are not actually sure if this is a good or bad thing. The groceries you get on the way helped to weigh it to the good side a bit. As you are leaving the store, you stop, dead in your tracks. The plant is there, in the cracks of the pavement in the parking lot, bright green and verdant against the black. Your pulse studs in your ears for a moment before Sandy grabs the reins. Obviously, this can't be the same plant. That's not how plants work. It's just another one, some weed that have resistance to the cold. The plant was outside of your apartment is gone when you get back. Must have been squished or poured out or something. Your apartment still smells like spilled soup. The next few days pass as normal, despite the fact that you keep seeing more of the plants around as you walk, only ever one at a time. Then you wake up to find one growing out of your kitchen sink. The sight of it shoots through you like a drop of water in a pan of oil. You yank it, pulling the steam taut until it finally whips, dragging broken strings of green flesh up with it. It's satisfying to have it gripped in your fists, and yet your heart thuds heavily against your ribcage. You stuff it back down the sink and run the garbage disposal, listening to the grind and the cracked snap of it crushing the plant into mulch. Your breaths are labored, shoulders heavy with the efforts of your lungs attempting to support the adrenaline rush through your system. It takes you hours to get sleep. You don't see any plants the next day, or the next. The third day, there was a spider in the corner of your kitchen window. The web stretches, gossamer and shimmering in the morning light. The spider is small and dark and heavy, the web crackling and lovingly. You capture it easily, sliding a cup over it and a paper under it, careful not to catch any of its legs between the two, and bring it outside as you leave for work. You almost didn't notice it, as tired as you are after your shift, but the spider is back. You are certain this time that it is the same one, web strung across your doorway like a veil. You take it outside again, trying to ignore the fear fizzling at the edges of your vision. It is in your bathroom in the morning, perhaps perched on the wall, high above the toilet so it's visible in the mirror above the sink. You swear it's staring at you. It's too high up for you to do anything. Besides, you need to go to work. You leave it for now. It's gone when you get home. There's still a creeping feeling prickling the back of your neck. The feeling of being watched. The feeling of knowing that there are spiders in your house that you can't see. You try to shrug it off. Make dinner and relax. You check the corners of your bedroom before you go to sleep. It's back in your bathroom the next morning. You walk backwards to grab a shoe from the living room, keeping your eyes on it for as long as possible. Your hand feels weak as you hold the shoe up before slamming it to the wall. I missed it. The spider dropped on the floor by the force of its impact, but barely pauses before staring to skitter across it, directly towards you. You shriek it back up, slamming the... Oh, this guy's a wussy. Slamming the bathroom door into the wall. You slide across it into the bathtub, pulling the shower curtain around you, in front of you, like a shield. You watch as the spider starts to explore the scene between wall and floor, carefully poking and prodding, your heavy breathing harsh against the quiet whiteness of space. Then, it finds its footing and starts to climb. You can't seem to look it away as it heads up and up before turning and once again looking directly at you. Your eyes start to shoot, but it's too far away. You have to lean past the spider. Your too few eyes will turn to the eightfold. You don't know how long you end up staring at each other. The spider is the first one to move. You're a close second. The curl space. Barely make it a sound under your palm. Its guts smear wet and blue on the bathroom wall. You take a moment to reattach and gag, fingers extended as far away from your palm as they will go. The bits that are stuck to your palm feels cold. You scrub your hand until it's rubbed red and raw. You still feel the texture of the spider against it like a ghost, even as you scrub the wall, till the paint threatens to peel, even as you wash your hands again and again and again. You scratch your nails against your skin until it starts to bleed. Your apartment is spider-free the next day. You check every corner and crevice and dark letter edge. You buy insulating window tape and raid, spraying each windowsill and doorway before covering them up. It helped keep the place warmer anyways. Next one is a bird. Some small brown thing made round and fat by the cold and the other people's blood freezers in the garbage. You notice it because it stays. Even when the rest of the birds flee at your doorstep, it stays. And it watches you through your windows, perched on your tree branches and power lines, head cocked to one side. You don't kill this one. You don't know what happens to it. One day, it's just gone. A few days pass like warm butter, oily but reluctant to stick. You go to your work, come home, run errands on your days off, clean the apartment, check for spiders. You're heading home once again when you first see it, a flash of white and brown at the end of the street. Your neighbor's dog. It's a terrier of some kind, or so she explained to you the one time you were both grabbing your mail at the same time. She must have been taking it on a walk, despite the fact that it's probably winter now, and the night is pitch black with a yellow glow of streetlights and windows don't reach it. But then it gets closer, fully under the light, and your neighbor isn't with it. Did it run away? You frown, staring to call down and make a little tick noise at it. You try to remember its name. Princess? Paul? Paisley? Yes, you need to be sure it was. You call out, Paisley. You must have got it wrong, as the dog doesn't seem to respond, just stands under the streetlight, staring at you. You approach it carefully, lowering yourself further until you nearly crouch at its level. You may not know your neighbors very well, but you wouldn't want her to lose her dog. Its eyes shine in the light. And then it tilts your head at you, and you see the bird in the circle over, little black eyes staring at you. Staring at you. Freeze, hand half overstretched towards it. A moment passes. There's a noise from the other side of the street. It's your neighbor? And her dog? What? When you look back, it is gone. The dog, the other dog, the thing. You run back to your apartment and up the stairs. You lock the door and latch it. Lean against it with all your weight as you try and catch your breath. You stay there all night. At one point, you think you hear the taping of short little nails up the stairs, the snuffling and whining of a dog on the other side of the door. You don't get up to check, just tie it in on yourself. You know you have to work in the morning. You really think about not going. But, well, you stand up and look through the peephole in your front door. Nothing, of course. Even if it was out there, it would be too short to see. You put your ear against the door. Nothing. Just your own breath against the cheap wood. You crack the door open, just a half inch. Uneven though, not enough for the chain to pull taut. Nothing. You breathe in and out and in. You go to work. You're jumping on the way over, flinching at each passing car, each sharp breeze, each flat of the white sun against the melting snow. You don't even bother to fight you don't even bother to fight for your lunch break. You just throw yourself into the job and try to forget. The sun hasn't even started to set when you overhear a coworker mention a little white and brown dog out front, looking lost. The rest of the words turn to a noise in your ears. It's you. You need to get out. Narrow corridors pour in as you run, squeezing your blood against the inside of your flesh, pushing through unidentifiable uniform bodies, heedless of the yelling they throw at you in return. The push bar of the back door, it is solid against your palms, giving you way too easily, and you stumble, forced to recalibrate for just a moment. It's there, waiting for you. Your mind flashes back to the conversation with your neighbors as you beg to the run, feet hitting pavement in a way that jots all the way up to your teeth. Terriers are hunters, very high prey drive, bred to catch vermin. You are forced to stop at a crosswalk and can hear it coming up behind you, painting and pattering the jingles of its collar. You watch the lights and make a split second stupid decision, darting across the wrong way of the road just as the light changes. You throw yourself against the streetlight poles, swinging your arms around it, and deploy your momentum to pivot when you hear a thick, wet thump behind you. The skull screeches to a stop, but it's too late. The dog is a red blur on the road. More people are stopping, cars honking behind them. Someone is shouting at you, then two someones. The sun is so bright, the blood is nigh, iridescent in its shine. You throw up, wave off the hand that tried to grab you, start stumbling towards home. You stop going to work. Your phone buzzes like an incessant little bee until it dies. Someone tries to check up on you, knocks on the door, says something that means nothing through the word and feel. What? You don't know how many days pass. The apartment is dark and cold. You smell like fear sweat. There's a scratching at your door. You think it's a dog again at first, but it's too high up. It's the doorknob. Scratching. Again, more focused this time. You can't do anything but watch as key finds its home and clicks into place. The doorknob turns and the chain catches. You don't see much of who's on the other side of it. There's some noise, some words, presumably. Confused opening and closing and opening, a finger around the chain, and then they're gone. You can't wait around. You don't know who it was. Landlord, maybe? All you know is that your apartment isn't safe for much longer. They'll be back with something to cut the chain. Flimsy effing chain. It's dark and cold, cold as you leave, fingers turning blue as you turn the corner of the stairwell, shoes slipping on unsalted steps. Your breath crystallizes as you start to walk. You realize that you're on the route to work, pure habit, only after you pass an intersection with a dark smear on the other side of it. You realize that you're being followed, only after the other person takes a half step out of rhythm at the same intersection. And you spin around and standing on the other side of the street is you. You look cold. Snow started to fall from time ago, and the white dust your hair like stars. The street lamp flickers. You. It steps closer to you, saying something you now realize you can't understand because it isn't words, just noises. Sounds in the facsimile of a language, guttural and strange. You scream at it. What do you want from me? It frowns, lips contorting cartoonishly into a picture-perfect vision of expression. It takes another step forward. You take a step back. It stops. You both stand there for an untold amount of time. It tries to talk again, mouth cleaning and closing around the words, molding them like clay until it finds. What? You crying, you realize when you have to blink the tears away to keep it out of your sight. Leave me alone. It's like looking in a mirror as it fetches back from you, tears glistening on its cheeks. You hadn't realized you lost that much weight. Somewhere else, a car revs down the street and it looks away from you, just for a second, just for a split second. You lunge and plunge your best kitchen knife into its chest. It screams and it sounds just like you. 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 All exists. Exist. What? Fall? What the heck? There's no sound. Jeez. Input temperature, moisture. What? Is this a whole brain into that? Warning, 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 want. Comfort, cool wetness, a desire to be more connected, growth. Signals for someone else. You are. Knowledge is made. Coded into cells, a network, but as you reach out, you are met with the others. Those who are separate from yourself are sleeping. You poke and prod. Wind roots around theirs are met with sleepy mutterings, flashes of cold. Finally, someone tells you it's winter. That which is a cold dog, the which is built, subdue, the which we are not built for. The fungus explains to you in electric newness, but that cannot be correct because you can sense that which is awake. The shaking of something besides the wind, something that blocks the sun, but it is not clouds. Animals. You want to get closer, be closer to them. There is one that passes by you and you know it, and strains your leaves towards it. A new sun made just for you. It leaves. Are we a plant? You can feel it. Cells, DNA, RNA, chloroplast. That makes you. You understand. If you strengthen your roots to the ground, you can make more of them. Push through the frozen earth and find your sun again. Are we plants? We're not humans. We were plants. Were we that plant that was growing in the sidewalk? You grow. You learn the necessity of nutrients. You take them from others and find your sun again and again. Eventually, you grow up something astringent and cold. It's not on the earth, but you can sense your sun at the top of it. You learn that warmth is as your sun wraps itself around you. You learn that pain is that it tells you. You learn you grow again, different again, small and dark, and you can see. You can move now on 8 little legs, and the world is your stage. You spin your web around and round, and it finds it beautiful. Your sun is there also. This is a liar, its webs. You are small and pray against it. It approaches you, and it is very big. You learn fear, but it is so careful with you. Your predator, it is beautiful. You go back, you make another web. It's not as beautiful as the first. You are unsatisfied. Your predator removes you from it. Again, you understand. You can do it. You go back again. You claw and claw. Your predator's lair is so very big. You find a better spot, warm and moist. You make another web, large and placed so delicately, where it will catch the water and light. Maybe you. It does not notice the web. It does not notice you. Maybe. You crawl down just a bit closer. It leaves. You crawl back up, and you are hungry. The layer is cold. It makes you tired. Still, you wait and are eventually rewarded. Your predator returns, bringing the sun with it, and this time it sees you. It watches you. Even as it begins to leave, you watch it too. And then it comes back. There is something you are waiting for, something. Some touch or gesture. It raises something, and it is so very fast. The world shakes around you as you fall. You are afraid. You don't know where you are. The air vibrates down. It is so much. You try to run towards your predator, your sun, your guiding light, but it leaves you alone. No, it's still here. It's still here. You know how to just you turn on until you are climbing up, and then you see it. You see it. It sees you. It is so. Are we two different people? Beautiful. The part of you that is not this cover space of legs and eyes and blood and months. You want to know more about your predator, your son. You just need to get a little close. You grow again, carefully now, taking your time. You saw other creatures when you were small and crunchy, and creatures with wings you want, and then you fly. Your heart is fluttering in your chest. You learn to be a part of something larger. You are one cell amongst many, but you do not belong. They do not preen you as they do each other. You learn loneliness. You find your son, predator, flockmate. You watch it as it goes from nest to away to nest again. You watch it as soon as he does not come close. There is a hollowness in your chest that is more than just your bones. You see more than just your flockmate, of course. There is not much else to do while you wait, and there are many other animals, including the that is small and white and brown and loved by who lives in the same nest as your flockmate. You know it is affected when you see its flockmate preen its strange feathers. You want to fly down. You look in its eye, see as it becomes a predator, feel as its teeth sink in your flesh. You learn from it and grow. You are a dog. You know this because that is what your owner would call you. A good dog, a good boy. You are not that dog though. The part of you that is starlight and music and DNA and growing and spinning and flying knows this. You are something else and your owner is not here. You search. You can smell her now. She is sweet, soft, feels soft, sweet. You follow the trail. You find her and you learn what's love. You do not approach, you do not go where she can see you. You remember fear, but you remember gentleness as well, and you want. Eventually, it's not you, but the other dog that lives inside of you that pushes you to go into the light. You see her gentleness again as she becomes small and leans towards you and makes quiet little noises. Then one that is yours but not yours. You tilt your head and see fear flash across her face. The other you, the other dog, and its owner appears and she looks away and you run. You run and run until you are someplace dark and small. You don't understand. You do not understand. Are you a good dog? Did you do something wrong? Eventually you crawl out of your space and follow your owner's scent to her home. You sit outside the door and scratch and whine, the ghost of you, the dog that is not you, showing you how to beg. She does not let you in. You leave. You follow her the next day, quiet and small. Sit in the cold outside, waiting. Then you smell it, sharp, sour, fear. You are running before you know why. You want to protect her. You want to be a good dog. You want to feel her hands in your fur. You want to be loved. The pavement is hard against your body. It hurts. You grasp for your breath. Ribs collapse into lungs. Your body is savory in your mouth as you watch her leave you. Again. You make it perfect this time. Spend hours on fingernails, days on veins, weaving her hair and skin and guts together, making them yours, so incredibly constructed. A Tower of Babel suspended in fall, slowly dying as it lives, always grasping for something more. It's beautiful. She's beautiful. You're beautiful. Her memories are strange. There are so many of them to start, and they are so much more complex than dogs or the birds. You remember parents and siblings and friends. You remember them leaving you one by one. You feel her loneliness and take it as your own. The wounds in your chest perfectly matching her scars. You know now why she was so afraid of you? You learn guilt. You decide you are going to apologize. You will explain, and then she will understand. And then maybe you go to her work, but she isn't there. You stop by her boss in a confusing taboo of anger until you realize you are not her. You learn that you haven't been here in days. You told to get a work, not given much of a choice in that matter. You do your best to follow her footsteps, follow the threads of inside your head, and remember how everything works. Afterwards, you go home. Then, the walk is just as you remembered, the cold and dark blanketing the road. You try to appreciate it even as your footsteps quicken. You're worried about her. When you arrive, you can't help but hesitate, feel holding your hand in a soft but incessant grip. Wait. You're not sure how long you stand there before you finally knock, just twice, solid against the wood floor. There was no response. You try to walk, to finally say something to her, but vocal cords are complicated, and what comes out is an embarrassing go-go of noises. You leave. You spend the next few days practicing, running tongue against teeth. Running tongue against teeth. You keep going to work. You know she can't afford to miss too many shifts. She's so smart, and you take full advantage of this. Learn about yourself, how you work, what you can do. You start to rebuild parts of yourself often, clothing and your skin and stomach to keep clean and full. It's during one of these rebuildings that you realize that you've had your keys on you this whole time. You leave work early, rushing home only to fumble at the door, find mortal movements failing in your eagerness. You get it eventually, brilliantly, turning the key only for the chain to pull taut in shudder denial all the way up in your arm and in your teeth. You go quietly, mouthing around mimicked words of frustration. You try to unlatch the chain from the side, but that's exactly what it's made to prevent. You just, you can smell her. She's so close. You can just want to explain, to apologize, to thank her. There's no response from the inside the apartment. You walk back downstairs, trying to calm yourself. You get a bottle cutter or something. It's a door opens at the top of the stairs. You freeze. She's coming. You can hear her footsteps coming down the stairs. You hide. She slips on the steps and you start to reach out. Visions of red on pavement flashing before your eyes. But she catches herself and pulls back. She passes right by you, face flush, eyes unseeing. You follow, pulled by the same inexorable force that had a hold of you since you first became follow. Your footsteps match hers precisely, and your eyes trace the curvature of her back, the waves of her hair, the fold of her jacket. You barely notice what you're going through till she turns her head to look at you and you follow, and you remember the force of the car against your chest, and your breath stutter, feet following soon afterwards, and she whips out, eyes open. You stop. There she is. She looks cold. Snow starts to fall some time ago. In the white dust, her hair like stars. The stretch of pavement that divides you is an ocean. You've never seen the ocean, but you know it though. Her eyes are all blue and white and larger than the sky. You try to talk, but your body fails you. Words turning to mush. You take a step forward, and she screams, "What do you want from me?" Her voice is everything, jamming and echoing through your bones. In comparison, yours is not but ash. You frown, taking another step forward. She takes a step back. You stop. You try so very, very hard. You want to know, to understand. You were nothing, and then you were something. And she was there, and warm and gentle and complex and hurting. You want her to see you as you see her. You want you? What? Leave me alone. Oh, I see what's going on here. You are crying. You realize when you want to blink the tears away, so you can still see her, lit by the yellow halo of a streetlight. A car revs down the street and you look away. The need to make sure it's not coming to crush your heart is overwhelming, and she is there. She's warmer than you remember, your sun scalding hot against your snow-kissed skin. Or maybe that's your blood spilling from where she has plunged a knife into your chest. You start heart's frantic beats only serving to empty your body faster. She caught you, you predator. Fierce and beautiful, even as your sight starts to dim. The snow in her hair sparkles like dewdrops as you lay trapped beneath her. She grips you with talons, your flockmate, but if you close your eyes, you can pretend her hands are gentle, guiding you somewhere else, to begin anew again. But understanding is driven through your like steel. She does not want you, your owner. Finally, you learn anguish, keep and unrelenting, and you scream. You. Wow. What a freaking roller coaster that was. What? That was crazy. And I walk alone, but I can still feel you beside me. Wow. Is this like about an X? I'm trying to like decipher what this. That was cool. Like you. Like you're the predator, and then you become, what you like basically preyed on. It was so bad. I was shocked at the end of it when I first started playing. It was good. Yeah, it's been a long time. It was good. This is a masterpiece. This is good. I don't fully understand the game, but the writing is truly remarkable. Yeah, this was good. The first game was made so well. Oh, I was playing a silly game at first and ended up to cry. Maybe because of my pillion, okay. This was good, yeah, this was good. What's the descriptions? Okay. Oh, here we go. Stalking, spiders, animal death, human death, paranoia. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this was good. This was good. This was a good game. To be completely honest, I don't really understand what I was trying to say, but like the writing and like how it did that little plot twist where you switch between to you, and then you become the people that you killed, like the spider, the bird, the dog. Like that was cool. I like that. It was a good game. Pretty good game. I like it. All right, long video, but yeah, made this far. Hope you enjoy it. Check this guy out. This guy is an actual freaking artist in literature. Good job, man. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching.